Good day everyone, my name is Kin Mabakas, taking Bachelor of Elementary Education major in Special Education. So today, I will be reporting the rise of institution from 1800 to 1870. Understanding in progress. Living conditions for persons with disabilities in the early 19th century were harsh, especially in industrial areas. Persons who live in poverty, whether it was due to being widowed, orphaned, alcoholic, or because of physical or mental disabilities, often were put into poor houses or almshouses. Wealthier parents tended to keep their children with disabilities at home. Dominique Esquirol. Dominique Esquirol, a student of females and a famous psychiatrist in France. Esquirol divided intellectual deficiency into two levels, idiocy and imbecility. He defined imbeciles as generally well-formed and their organization is nearly normal. They enjoy the use of the intellectual and affective faculties, but in less degree than the perfect man, and they can be developed only to a certain extent. Dorothea Dix. Dix presented her speech to the Congress. Her specific appeal that the United States set aside 5 million acres of land throughout the nation to accommodate persons with disabilities was passed by both houses of Congress but vetoed by President Pierce. Through her passionate appeals and with only the best intentions for persons with disabilities, Dix helped to prepare the way for public institutions. In 1842, a training school for children with disabilities was established in Berlin, and another in Leipzig in 1846. England also established training schools at this time. In 1842, Johann Jacob Guggenball, a young doctor, established a school for cretins in Switzerland. When Guggenball was 20 years old, he was stirred by the sight of a dwarf, crippled cretin of a stupid appearance mumbling the Lord's Prayer at a wayside cross. Edward Siegen, another influential young doctor, was Edward Siegen, who studied medicine and surgery under Itard, author of Victor the Wild Boy of Aveyron, and psychiatry under Esquirol. Siegen is considered the first great teacher in the field of disabilities. He improved upon Itard's method of sensory training. He also influenced Maria Montessori, a pioneer of teaching children with and without disability. Samuel Gridley Howe. He was concerned about the conditions of persons with mental illness, persons with hearing loss or who are blind, slaves in groups of people who were politically oppressed throughout Europe. Consequently, he was familiar with developments in Europe, having visited Dr. Guggenbill's Abenberg School and hearing reports of Siegen's work in France. Dr. Howe is the director of the Perkins School for the Blind, established the Massachusetts School for Idiotic and Feeble-Minded Youth, an experimental boarding school in South Boston for youth with intellectual deficiencies. Hervey B. Wilbur. A private school similar to Howie's was also started in New York in 1848 under the direction of Hervey B. Wilbur. Wilbur started the school in his own home and instructed his students according to Segan's teaching methods. Soon, a number of boarding schools for children with disabilities opened on the East Coast. Hope in proper training. With proper training, it was believed many persons with disabilities could be educated to return to the community and lead productive lives. Optimism for the early training schools, the increasing awareness of the numbers of persons with disabilities, and reformers such as Dorothea Dix resulted in an increase in the number of institutions. At this time, the underlying belief was that through proper education humanitarian means, we could make the deviant undeviant. We could change them to fit better into the world. Thank you for listening and have a great day.